Alright, today we're going to make a video on a project that I came up with, which is the tower shelf. And I don't know why I just called it tower shelf, because if it's going vertical, it looks kind of like a tower. But it can also be tilted horizontally. So the first thing we want to do is we want to save our project. We're going to choose where we want to save it to. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. This is a grade 7 project that I've designed, and so this is going to step you through how to design it yourself on Sketchup. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to get my rectangle, pressing R. I'm going to click, release, drag in the direction I'm going. I'm going to type in the base of our project, which is going to be 5.5 by 0.75 or 3/4. Enter. I should say this was my base, but I'm going to actually have it as the base of our sides. It's a little bit different. All right, we're going to zoom in. We're going to get our push-pull tool. We're going to click on that rectangle. We're going to drag it vertical, and we're going to make it so that it is 16.5 inches. So 16.5, enter for the sides. And we're going to make that a component, and we're going to make it a component by triple clicking it. And we're going to type G, and we're just going to say OK. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our tape measure tool. So T for tape measure. Click on this red axis, and we're going to drag it over. Now we want the total width of our project to be 5-inch shelves, and by one, we have 3/4 on each side, so each side is 3/4 thick. So 3/4 times 2 is 1.5. So we're going to end up making this 6.5 inches wide. So the next thing then we're going to copy. So move and control to get that plus symbol by it. We're going to grab it at an intersecting point, which is right here, right along that green axis. You see how it snaps to that line? That's what we want. And that's the advantage of making things into a component, is that if you're going to have multiples of them, any change you make to one is going to change the other, and it just makes things so much faster. Work smarter, not harder. We're now going to get a rectangle tool. So R again. We're going to, from our top view, we're going to draw from corner to corner, and then we're going to push-pull that up. We're going to push-pull that up about 3/4 of an inch. Not about, exactly 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4, enter. We're going to make it a component because that's going to be our top and our bottom. So G, say OK. And we're going to move control again. So copy. And we're going to grab that. Oh, I didn't grab it at an intersecting point. I'm going to grab the top corner on this and drag it on down to the bottom. There we go. So there's the basic shell of our tower shelf. Just going to get my hand or pan tool and pan up a little bit so you can see everything. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a rectangle on the base of this. So I'm just going to turn where I can see all 4 corners of the rectangle, and I'm going to make a rectangle. And you won't really see it, but it's there. I'm going to hit my space bar, and I'm going to double click it. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to move control. I'm going to copy that up to the top, and then we're going to divide. This is called an array, and if you don't do this all in one step, if you change your angle, your view, anything, it messes it up. So right after you copy it, you go divide, and we want 2 shelves, so we're going to divide the space into 3 equal spaces. So divide 3, enter. You can see that there's a problem with our shelves. They're 2D right now. So we're going to get our push-pull tool. We're going to pull one up 3/8 of an inch, which is half of 3/4. Always double the denominator when multiplying by, when dividing by 2. We're going to pull it down 3/8. We're going to do the same to the other one. We're going to go down 3/8, and then we're going to go up 3/8. We probably could have made these into components themselves beforehand and then just copied one over, but I'm just going to make them component at this point, even though they are identical. There we go. Now we're almost done. We just need to put a back on it. So front, back, doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go back around here, start with our rectangle tool, draw it from top left corner to bottom right corner. And there again, we have it as 2D. So I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna pull that out though for a 1/4 inch piece of plywood to go on the back. So 1/4 inch, enter, make it a component. So G, enter. All right, now we're ready for our paint. And then we'll be ready for dimensioning, and then the project's done. So we're going to select the whole thing. We're going to go B for bucket. We're going to go into our search under our materials. Come on, there we go. We're going to look for our wood. We go with paint too, but I would really like my class to stain this. So we're going to go with some stain. I'm going to go with that color. Now, if you really want to customize your colors, you can. After you've painted something, while you're in the bucket material, click on the home, and you can see that color is right there. So the home means anything in the model. We're then going to edit our color. So edit the material, and we can colorize. We can change a little bit. I want to go a little bit more gray tone, something more barn boardy look. There, I think I like that. So I'm going to click done, and just going to click off to the side. Perfect. Next then is we're going to get our dimension tool, and unfortunately I have not found a shortcut for it, so there we go. It's right where the tape measure was. We're going to click the width of the project we need to know, the width of our top piece. We need to show the depth of it, which is designed to be made out of 1x6s, so 5.5 wide. We're going to show the width of our shelves. Even though we could do some math to figure that out, it's just going to make things a lot easier. And then we're going to dimension our distance between our shelves. There we go. It's always nicer if you can pull the dimensions out to the side, because then it's easier to see and they're not blocked by the color of the wood on here. And yeah, we're pretty much good. We just need to show the thickness of our material in one spot. So 3/4. Now, if I zoom out a lot, we're not going to be able to see the 3/4 because of all the lines around it. So we're just going to right click on it. We're going to change the text position to the outside end. What happened there? Or outside start. There we go. Let's go with outside start. And with the exception of the back, which we can also dimension, we can do the same thing again. Show that it's 1/4 inch. We can change our text position again. Voila. We can even show the width and the length of it. However, we can also just do that from the front because we know that it goes the full length, and our project height is 18 inches, like so. So that project's done. The next thing that we need to do before building it, we're going to do a parts list or a cut list. We're going to figure out the cost together. And in the meantime, for printing, we're going to turn off our axes and our guides, and we're going to go Control P, and we're going to make it a white background. Now, if you can't see everything, if you want to zoom in and pan and use all the different angles just to see where it looks the best, you can do that, and then just click print to PDF, and the whole thing's printed. And that is that. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and design away.